Hey, I hope your day is going great. Hey guys, coming at you today from inside our amazing nursery greenhouse. I'm going to start something today. I'm looking at doing a twice a week little lesson project for all of you students and parents out there. So some of you may know me as Mr. adelauder or Mr. D. I teach 4th grade at Mount Hope Nanjemoy. This is going to be definitely for my students that aren't able to come to school right now, but this is also going to be for anybody out there. I'm going to try to base it for K through 5, middle school as well too. We're gonna talk about some issues on the suburban farm. I'm going to give you some real life problems that I need to figure out, some real life problems that you can really help me out with, and hopefully have some fun while you're at it. Not only learn a little bit about reading and writing and math, but also learn about what it takes to be a suburban farmer. Hopefully this will maybe encourage some of you to get out there and start growing your own food. I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to start off with our first problem here on our farm. This is our first current problem. I need your help, so please help me out. Thank you. Alright guys, the first thing I'm going to need some help with, we are I'm getting ready to plant some habanero peppers. Along with on our farm, we like growing habanero peppers because Janine and I really loves the spice of the habanero pepper. Not only is it extra spicy, but it's also extremely sweet. Really good in hot sauces, really good mixing with meat before you grill it, things like that. So we're going to start off with this packet of organic orange habaneros, okay? These seeds right here come from Eden Brothers. Eden Brothers is one of my favorite go-tos. They have a lot of organic, unique seeds that you can buy. Remember, everything we do is from seeds. So this is something as a farmer you're going to definitely come in contact with. This seed packet right here was $4 online, so I'm going to write that down real quick. Okay, 1 habanero seed pack. $4. I always get into the habit also when I'm writing money. I put the dollar sign first. I always, instead of just putting the 4, if it's $4, I also put the 2 zeros, just so you know that we're talking about money. So, well, my problem for today, my first problem, is I want to find out how much this costs per seed. So, we got $4 for this. Not a lot of money if you think about it. So, what I'm going to do real quick, so I'm going to empty these seeds out on the paper. This is something you're going to really need to take into account when you become a farmer. You need to find out how much you're paying per seed. Now there's a lot more seeds in this than you think. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to spread these out on the paper so you can see all of them. Now, it's going to be kind of hard for you to count without touching them, because some of them are really close together. But I'm gonna bring the camera down here, and what I want you to do is pause it right now. Alright, you're not going to believe this, but I did something that is something, whenever you're counting something, is a very good habit to get into. I put them in what I like to call friendly number piles, or piles that make sense so you can easily count. Most students I know by the age of, first, second grade can count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. So what I did was I actually put them in piles of 10. And when I said you're not going to believe this, I meant you're not going to believe this, that there was actually 10 piles of 10. So we have, if you counted 100 seeds from the pause before, you were pretty accurate. So 10 piles of 10. Now, I didn't plan this out one bit, but this happens sometimes when you're doing real world stuff, okay? What ends up happening sometimes is numbers work out amazingly. So right now what I want you to do is I want you to try to figure out I want you to try to figure out right now how much each seed costs. Remember, one whole pack of seeds was $4. I'm sure there's some tax added onto that, but that's how much it was listed on the website. There were 100 seeds. Okay, I want to know, the question I want to know from you guys is, how much money does each seed cost? Now, I know students in my class, in Mr. DeLauder's 4th grade math class, could do this pretty quickly in their head. However, there's a lot of different strategies you can use. One of the strategies that we can use to figure this problem out would be to know that we want to, well, pretty much we know that all of these seeds right here cost $4. So instead of looking at this and thinking, oh, what am I going to do? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. We really need to make sense of the problem. What I like to do with problems like this, and my students will tell you, they're going to say, oh, no, not again, Mr. DeLauder. However, what I like to do is I like to do 4-part. I tell them to do this really quickly on their paper. Okay. Over here is important information, and please disregard my unbelievable handwriting right now. Okay, so we're going to put all of our important information right here. Over here, we're going to put what the question is. Okay, down here at the bottom, we're going to now put our equation. Not just our equation, but also we could do a drawing. Now, what's really cool is I kind of already have the drawing up here. Okay, so we could kind of forego that part. And then down here is solve. Now, this makes sense to do this in very difficult problems. This problem is not that difficult. However, it does involve money. So when we're dealing with decimal points, it does involve money. It would be a lot more difficult if the seed packet was $4.25. That would make this a little bit more difficult. However, our important information that we see here is that we have one pack for $4. There are 100 seeds per. Now this word right here is important. Okay. Now we go back when we want to know what our question is. Our question is how much money does each seed cost? Okay. Now down here, we can really think about what we're doing. Okay. We know that we have 100 seeds. It's information we already know. There's 100 seeds there. So there's a million different ways we could figure this out. I could draw 100 little tallies and then circle 4, okay, and find out how much each seed costs. Okay, that would kind of divide it out. However, what I want to do right now is I'm going to actually, and I taught my students this, I always remember that division problems are nothing more than fractions, and fractions are nothing more than division problems. So what I want to do is make this into a fraction. $4, and there are 100 seeds. What that is saying is that 4 over 100. Now what we have actually, I have taught my students also, this 4 out of 100, we could think of this as $1, and it's 4 cents out of that dollar. Okay, so we could simplify this by dividing by 4, over 4, and that would equal 1/25. That's 1/25 of $1. Okay. However, there's all these different ways to do this. I want to know how you guys would solve this problem. This is how I would solve this problem. Another way I would actually solve over here, I know that when I divide by 100, I need to move my decimal point over 2 spots. Okay? So if I was to write $4, I'm dividing that by 100. I need to move this over 2 spots. So I would end up with 4 cents per seed. Okay, so what I want to do right now is this is when I'm going to open up some of the video. Once the video is posted, and you guys are obviously posted, you guys are watching this, what I want to do is kind of open this up to ways in which you guys may have solved it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place in the notes, in the details of this episode, I'm going to place my email address. I'll place 2 email addresses, my email address for school, also my Rootbound Farms email address. You can email me either way with ways that you had to solve this, and I can what I will do is I will definitely give you guys credit and talk about it on the next video. So I will, with your permission, talk about who gave me answers, who gave me strategies, and I will talk in the next video about it. Okay? Now, this is just part of my problem here. What I'm going to leave you with is another question. I'm going to dump my seeds back into the packet. Okay. Remember, I have 100 seeds here. Fold the paper over, make it a little bit easier. Pump them back in the packet. Oh, there we go. All right, this is the question I'm going to leave you guys with. And you can answer in an email so I can share your answers. Question I'm going to leave you with. I can sell a plant start, and if you don't know what a plant start is, you go to Wentworth, you go to Lowe's, you go to all these home goods stores where you can buy plant starts. These are the plants that have already been established. They already have roots, and they already, they're a little bit bigger than all those down there. These are all going to be plant starts. So plant starts are usually a little bit bigger than that. And what I can do is I can sell a plant start for about $3 at the market. If a plastic container costs 10 cents each, and a seed costs 4 cents each, how much money will I make? Money that I make is called profit. This is how much money that I can put in the bank that I call my own. I sell 350 plant starts. Now, this is assuming that I have already factored in the dirt prices, and the dirt is free. So I do spend a little bit of money on the dirt that we use, not a lot though. So please do me a favor. Make sure, I'm going to read this one more time. I can sell a plant start. I can sell a plant start for $3 at the market. If a plastic container costs 10 cents each and a seed costs 4 cents each, how much money will I make profit if I sell 350 plants? This is a multiple step problem. Give it a shot and see if you get it correct. Okay? Correct answers I will talk about. If you email me, I will talk about you if you get a correct answer on the next video. Okay, I'll give you a little shout out, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand saying shout out, but I'm going to say that. Okay? All right. Remember to comment, You can put your answers in the comment. You can put your answers in my email. I'm going to put all that information at the bottom of the video. All right, stay tuned. We're not done. I also have another assignment for you. All right, here's assignment number 2. And this is for all ages. Have some fun with this one. Okay, your supplies, all you kind of need is a piece of paper, pencil, crayons, all that good stuff. What I want you to do is, I want to see your creative ideas as to a design for your own backyard farm. I want you to turn your backyard into a suburban farm. Okay, if you don't know what a suburban farm is, it means that you're not living in an urban area, but you're suburban. That means that you're not really in a city, you're in the suburbs. And that's kind of where I live. I live in Clark's Run in La Plata. And we have our backyard. We only have 3/4 of an acre of land. Pretty good amount of land, but it's not a lot of land when you think of a farm. So this is why it's considered a suburban farm. Okay, we only grow on, I expanded the farm this year. So we used to grow on about 4,000 square feet. Now we grow on about 55,500 square feet. So if you don't know what a square foot is, just think of a foot going this way, a foot going this way, and it's 1 square. It measures 1 foot this way and 1 foot this way. Okay, so 5,500 of these. Okay, so you can think of it like that. The average house is about 1,000, what I would say 1,600 square feet. So it's a good amount of space that we grow on. Now this includes our nursery greenhouse that I'm in right now. It includes our greenhouse, and it also includes what we call the earth garden. So this is what your assignment's going to involve. Okay, it's going to be a couple parts. You need to include 1, a greenhouse. Okay. 2, you need to include an earth garden, or a place where you're going to actually plant into the ground. This can include raised beds. Okay, I'm going to go by and show you guys all of ours in a minute, but just think about what I'm saying when I say greenhouse, earth garden, raised beds. 3, you can include a nursery. That's actually what we're in right now, and it is 90 degrees in here right now. It feels really good. I'm in here with long sleeves and I'm sweating. So a nursery greenhouse. Now you must include also what and where you are planting. In other words, I want to know what you're planting, what would you like on your farm, and where you're going to plant it. Okay. Other things are optional. You can include irrigation. If you don't know what irrigation is, I'm going to show you in a minute. Irrigation is how are you going to water. Your farm. Remember that you're doing this for your backyard. So if you have a very, very small backyard, let's say you live in a townhouse, I want you to turn that little tiny backyard that you have in a fence, I want you to turn that into a farm. I want you to talk about ways that you can grow things going up, and I'm going to show you some ways you can do that. So all of these things, I want you to do this. This is the first part of the assignment. I want you to draw this. Very detailed. I want you to plan it out. I want you to draw it, whether it's going to be raised beds, regular long beds that are planted into the ground. I want to see how big your nursery is going to be. You can put dimensions. If you don't know what dimensions are the measurements of everything. This can be for students a little bit older, okay, intermediate grades 3 through 5, and even in the middle school. I want to see some dimensions of everything that you're creating. Usually when we're talking about dimensions, we're talking about feet and inches, so you can do it however, whatever unit you want to use, but usually let's try to stick with feet and inches. So I want to see all this. Now, the last thing I want you to do, so this is kind of part one. Part two, I want you to write a summary about what your plans are. In other words, are you going to do it for being a business? Are you going to be a homestead? That means you're just going to use what you're going to grow for yourself and your family. Anything else? I want to know what your plans are, right? A summary. How long should this be? Okay, a summary is going to be as much information as you can tell me in a short period of time. Now, for those of you that are in grades 3 through 5 and up into middle school, this can actually, you can turn this into more of a report to give me very detailed information about what you want to do. Okay, what you want to grow, why you want to grow that. All this is where you're going to answer these questions. Why? What? We know who, right? Where? Where do you want to do this? Do you want to do this in another state? Do you want to do this in Charles County? Do you want to build a farm, like a big farm, not just a suburban farm? Okay, some of you might live on a farm and you want to transform the farm that you already have. I want to know some good information, okay? This is your chance to actually create. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go very quickly show you parts of our farm so you can get an idea of some ideas. An idea of some ideas. That was real smart. All right, guys, so right now, you're standing in our suburban farm. This is our nursery greenhouse right here. It is 8 feet by 16 feet, okay? So not that big, but it's gonna be big enough for us. We have a little vent in the top. Coming around here, this is part of our fenced in area that we do our compost, we do our cucumbers, and we're gonna come inside the greenhouse right now. And we are behind right now. We should have already planted in our greenhouse. We usually do tomatoes coming down, and for those of you that do not have a lot of space, Google trellising tomatoes. Please Google that. This is called the drop and lean method. You can move these, so you can move the tops of the tomato plants. Google that to check it out. All right, coming along. So we have a center row right here of tomatoes usually. We usually do peppers on the side. We like to grow tomatoes and peppers in the greenhouse because we can control the environment. Oh, I got locked in. I gotta go around the other side. So right here, this is what I'm talking about when I say raised bed. It's raised up about 1.5 feet. We have Yukon Gold potatoes planted in here right now. Another raised bed. By the way, this is fabric on top to protect it from pests right now. Insects and all that stuff. We have garlic planted in there. This is what's called our, this is what's called our earth garden. And yes, what you're looking at right now is a way to irrigate. So irrigation means how are you going to water. Our earth garden, we decide to top water right now. And you can see we already have some goods growing in there, okay? Up here, we also have another 35-foot bed of, oh, I'm getting soaking wet. 35-foot bed of Yukon Gold, okay? So, please, share your plans. I want to see your creative mind at work. Plus, I like using you guys' ideas. Some of the best ideas come from my 4th grade students. All right, parents, moving forward from this video, I want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not just doing this for the kids, I'm doing this for you guys as well. Please make sure that you comment in the comment section or email me. I'm going to leave my emails in the description down below. Please make sure you give me some feedback. Let me know if there's anything that's confusing to you or anything that you would like me to add. It doesn't always have to involve our farm. It can be anything that I can put on this channel. So just input would be great. So I appreciate it. I hope you liked the video. Please just give me some input and some feedback. Thank you very much. All right, bye.